Hey guys, welcome back to another layout video. This is the fourth one I've done, but this is not going to be for a series. I'm cleaning it up today, so I decided I'd show you because it's pretty big. I tried to get the whole island of Sodor in there, so we're going to start at Tidmouth Sheds. And by the way, there's a lot of new stuff that wasn't in the last layout, and also it's pretty big, so I'm going to try to zoom in more than move around, so yeah. Now we're gonna get back to the Flying Scotsman's line, and there's gonna be a lot of characters on the layout. We're gonna go where Harvey is. Now, this is the thing I'm probably most proud of. I call this Knapford Junction. It starts where Harvey's line is, and it goes to the 4 lines, well, 3, because one of them ends in a buffer where the Knapford Express coaches are. I'll be doing a review on those, but besides that, you can figure that out yourself. I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory. You go down one line, at least you do one of the platforms. I'll show you the engines, but first, we have the massive yards. Yeah. I'm not going to explain it to you much in depth. It comes through there. There's a little 4th thing I do. Some of the lines end up back here. There's 2 that go like that, and then one of them ends in buffers at a coal station. Coal depot is in the yards because they didn't have anywhere else to put it, so that's where the coal station is. Alright, so we're gonna go to Knapford, and by the way, first of all, there's Jeremy right there. There's another airport piece, we'll get to that. And this is what I like to call Knapford Sheds. I know Knapford Sheds is an actual roundhouse, but I kind of like it, the double engine shed, because if you go into the TV series, on that side of Knapford where Platform 6 is, there's actually a building next to it, but it's not as nice as the one at Platform 1. So, I kind of like that. So we're going to follow Tom's line. He has the branch line. And then there's a little switch in case you want to, see, the Knapford Express coaches are meant for a main line, so they would go down that line. But Thomas has to go down this line. So first stop on Thomas's branch line, you got Ellsbridge Station. Thomas's guaranteed connection to the main line. Not too far down the main line. Where Toby and Bertie already got the classic windmill, and right there is Bill and Ben having an argument, probably who gets to take the train of ballast to the quarry, or China clay pits. And this is the very, very tiny miniature gauge railway. I'm not too proud of it. The one thing I am proud is I got actually 2 Stevens Castle coaches, and I got 3 Shelton trucks for the ballast chute. That's nice. Then we come around to Maithwaite Station, where Daisy is. You can hardly see her because I'm on the opposite side here. I'll turn around so you can see better, but there's Daisy. Right there at Maithwaite. And then we got Farmer McCall's Farm. It consists of 3 things. You have the duck pond, the chicken coop where a cow is resting, and then you have the barn from Percy and the Little Goat. And then we come back to the airport, which then, and I'll explain it more in depth, but it goes along this line. I'll explain that one in a minute. But it goes back into Knapford Junction or to that line at Tidmouth. So, this is branch line, just a loop. It originally just ended at that line that Mavis is on, and I didn't like that, so I changed it. This right here is the sawmill. One of it goes to Thomas's branch line where Henry is, but they can go to Knapford. Originally, I had them both leading to that line where Donald is at Tidmouth, but didn't like that either, so made a lot of changes. And this is where the forest is. This is where basically all my trees are. By the way, there's the airfield, since I missed that. So Henry's line leads back to what Thomas is, and at Wilbert's we'll get to in a second. So, now we follow Thomas's branch line. We're going to go to the main line. Now, the main line is where Knapford Sheds are, and there's one more thing for Knapford. This is supposed to be Knapford Harbor. Because you have the docks, and I was like, well, how am I going to represent Knapford Harbor? Because I wanted to do that. And I decided to put the lighthouse here and the Sodor Bay cargo ship. That's Victorstown Bridge. I'll get to that. I'm not happy how it sits next to Knapford. I'll get to that in a minute. So we have the Sodor Bay repair, as you saw him. Then we have the Sodor Paint Company, Bubbler. I'm trying to go over that quickly. Then we have the first stop, Wellsworth Station, and we have another new destination. This is the cider mill. But if you have the destination, look on one of the sides, and it says Wellsworth Cider Mill. So that's why I put it at Wellsworth. I always put that at Wellsworth when I do tracks. I didn't put the scrapyard in. I didn't have enough room. Sorry. Then we go to Gordon's Hill, which is yet again Muffle Mountain, as it always is. Now, let me just go around. Oh, and the airport. Sorry, I forgot. You got the airship hangar right there, and you got the new little control tower with Jeremy. That's just the airport. So now, we come to the other side of Gordon's Hill, where Emily is probably cross, who's waiting for Hank at Marin. This is Marin Junction. Not too great. But why that? This little line is there, I add that because Olmsted, I'm going to explain it in a minute, but it's a loop that goes back the other way. And if you were to go in that loop, it would get you stuck in the little line where it goes like past Gordon, and then it goes back around past Gordon, past Tidmouth. So I had to like make it to where they could still make it back to Olmsted. There's not many lines on this layout. I'm not too pleased about that, but anyways, so we're gonna actually go this way. This is the docks. I'm gonna also a little bit like this. This is the docks, not too big. So, and usually I put docks next to Vickerstone Bridge, but I didn't do that this time, so I'm kind of pleased. And then the docks lead straight into Sudbury. Not too pleased about that either, but something I do like is Sudbury is next to the Sudbury Search and Rescue Center. And because of this, the Sudbury Search and Rescue Center captain's shed can go straight into the water where the docks is. So, that's one good thing. Now we're going to go up to the sawmill, and this is where you saw Wilbert's flying. And that leads back to the Flying Scotsman, which obviously needs back to Natford. I'm calling this Sudbury Sawmill, because it's next to Sudbury. And next to Tidmouth. By the way, this is Tidmouth Station, another new one I didn't have in the previous layout I did last summer. Yeah. So now we're going to go where Hank was. We got a barrel loader right there. And there's two lines. I'll get to that one right there, you see. That one right there. But we're going to go where Flora is. And that leads to Ulfstead. And yet again, I'm going to go back around. I showed my speaker, sorry. So, see Flora, okay? Her line leads up into Ulfstead. So, you come down this way. That leads to the Diesel Works. Get to that in a minute. And that's Ulfstead Lumber Company. It's a sawmill, but it says Ulfstead Lumber. Then you get the fully complete Boulder Mountain. I actually have all of it. That's just a little circle that turns you around, because if you go this way, it's just a loop. So you would go under, get to that line in a minute. And then you go in this way, go past, under the Ulfstead Station, go this way to this, where the Castle Crane is, go around that way, back up to there. Then you go down, and that's just a loop, so you have to turn around. Now this is a very, very small, not as small as the major gauge railway, but the very small narrow gauge railway. Oh, forgot to say, sorry. That Ulfstead is all dual gauge. That, where Iron Mary and Iron Bert are, standard gauge. And where the Steamworks is, that is dual, but it stops at that curve before Colin. That's just narrow gauge. So, there's the wharf where Freddy's talking to Colin. That's the reference to when Colin was in the series, the only episode he was in, I think. Then you go up and around to the Hilltop Station. As I said in my review for this, I use it as a narrow gauge station. And there's a little bit of road. I can't believe I actually fit it in. Uh-oh. Forgot to move up Bulgy. Took a picture of this on my phone. Forgot to do that. It's okay. I'll take another picture. Please don't trip, thank you. Alright, so the road, simple. It starts at the hilltop by George and Mr. Percival, goes down through the level crossing where Bulgy is, but that's the bus stop. I know it's a ticket booth, but call that a bus stop. And then it goes around where Elizabeth is, and then back up to George. Pretty small, but yeah, I like it. And then you come down back to the level crossing, and it leads you back into Ulfstead. So yeah, I didn't even fit the sheds in because I'm gonna be honest. I had no switches left. This layout used all my switches. If I hadn't used them on the yards, I probably would have had more, but that's okay. So as I said, this is the last line, so we're getting back into it. So there's the Vicarstown tunnel right there, the covered bridge. Then you get the oil there where Diesel is filling up an oil car. So, yeah. And then you go into the Diesel Works, and this line, of course, leads to where Ulfstead was, Arienburg. They got two lines. This one is just a dead end, just a little siding for the Diesels. And this one leads to the bridge, Spencer is, to nowhere, but that's the mainland. As I said, I'm very displeased with how close it is to now. I can't go that way because the TV's right there, and I can't do that. So, yeah. And I think that is the entirety of the layout. Of course, I didn't say every engine's name on the way, but I think you can look around, Here's one last shot of basically the entire layout, looking around. And I think that's it. Out of the 4 I've built, my first one for the first part of my series, the second one for the second part of my series, the one I did last summer, number 3, and then out of this one, I don't know which one's my favorite. I don't think the second one. And I don't really know out of the 3 I just said. I like the first one. The third one is pretty neat. I like the table, because actually I didn't say Coldy. I'll try to zoom in all the way over here. See the Steamworks? You can see Catherine. I actually have Catherine now. But the thing is, I didn't make a Coldy Fell Railway. So I had to put him on the narrow gauge railway. So I'm not too pleased about that. And so, yeah. But what I like about this one is there's a bunch of destinations I didn't have, like the airport, coal station, like the sawmill, the double engine shed, or the work shed. So, yeah. That's it for today. I hope you enjoyed this video of this layout. I was about to say little layout, but it's not that little. I mean, if you compare it to other YouTubers, then pretty tiny. But that's it. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you on another video. Bye.